and it's important. I think probably. Let's see. So it goes like this on page Taf ratio test. So it goes like the Indian who the Indian's like this. So we're talking about the Soda Lias Olamos, which we've been talking about. He said it has to do with Kaddish. Now he says, Yesh Esrim B'Shmona Osios. There's a case over here with 28 letters. B'Shevet Tevos, with the 7 words of Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevorach L'Olam Alom L'Maya. V'gam Yesh Esrim B'Shmona Tevos Min Amen Yehei Shmei Rabba Mevorach, etc. Ademira Amen. There's another case, 28. But Yedech Esrim B'Shmona Osios. So through these 28 letters that we talk about here, Ana Ma'ala Mashisha Heichalos HaTachton is the see of what we're doing here. We're elevating the 6 lower Heichalos of Olam Asiyah, Zeh B'Zeh, want all of them up in together. The Fisha called Bechinas Osios Heim Begevura. Now, I don't know if we saw this last time or not. Maybe they'll mark things all the way they should. But anyway, it's interesting. He says again. He says that all the aspects that we should call Bechinas Osios have to do with Begevura. Why? Kanoida be'inyan shem av sheyesh bo ein beis tevin. Like say for example, let's get to this concept of av be'inyan av. So there's a case over there we have 72 letters. 72 words, rather. Each one made out of 3 letters. And it comes out the gematria of Rayo. Rayo is the Osios Hashem gematria Gevura. Tevos, but the words themselves, Heim Av Communion Chesed. So this is all this is true. But so he has a difference between letters of Gevura and words, he said, are Chesed. And because the word chesed is the gematria of av. We see that from that. So let's take the 28 letters that represent gevura. We add that to bring up, to elevate the 6 heichalos. And then by going through the 28 words, Ana Ma'alam as Heichal HaShavi, we're able to bring up the 7th one. Hanikwa Kodu Gadashim, Lamala B'Yitzira, and we're actually able to move it up into Yitzira. Now, he says, V'chatam Adavar, so he said the reason for this is, Ki Ein Shum Aliyah B'Cholomos, Ela Yedecha B'Shem Ben Arba Arbayim V'Shtayim. So we've seen this before. He says that the name of 42 is the agent or the energy, whatever that means, of moving worlds up. Ein shum aliyah b'olomos ela yedech b'shem ben abayim v'shtayim, a 42-letter name. B'shem zechav shal mab, so this name, these mabs, v'u ma'alach b'kol aliyos, this is what is the energy, I'm saying energy, my word. Ma'ala, it is what that elevates, called the haliyos, sheyesh b'kol the halamos. Bishum the ihu saleh v'lechavnach, because its energy goes from the bottom to the top only, does not come back down. So therefore, that's it. It's like a take a uphill. Kanizka b'parshas Truma that's mentioned over there. So when we talk about this 28 here, who avoid the milui ma. It's really avoid the milui ma. How's that kanoida? Kishem avoid the ma, the milui alofim. He said the milui is going to come to the number of 42. So he said who are boim shnayim osios. So there's 42 letters in there. Ak b'milui and milui levado, but if you just took the milui, that's going to bring you back to 28. Ein b'chabarak esrim b'shmona osios. So then over here you see there's only 28 letters. Nimsek gama esrim b'shmona. So but you see that 28 who really bechinas and milui are arbayim v'shnayim. So it's really an aspect of the arbayim v'shnayim because it goes in there. It makes the milui. Going on. He says, V'gam, La'olam aim aliyah. So also remember this rule. There is no aliyah. Ela b'shem arba'im u'shnayim. V'lechein sarach lomer HaKADDISH b'nusach zeh k'nizker la'el. So therefore you have to do this. You have to say these words in order to make it possible to go up. K'nizker la'el v'yishtabach v'yispor v'yisromam v'yisnaseh v'yisadar v'yisalev v'yisalal. L'fi sheyesh b'chem shevavim. So we're concentrating. This is like the what? This is the elevator itself. This is the energy of the electric for the elevator. He said, "V'yisala, v'yisala." You see that all of these vobs, all of them bring elevation. So he's like v'limos al shem arba'im shtayim, and there starts at 6 times 7, you get 42. Shechut b'shevet pamim shisha shemos is the 7 times the 6 names. He said, "V'kol shem mishesh osius," and we know that any name, every name then will have 6 letters in it. Tim Sagam Kane, so you also find the same thing. He b'kol teva me'elach b'shel v'yishtabach, etc. Every one of the words themselves. Yesh bo shisha osios. Each one of them is a word that has 6 letters in it. In this boyer eich nirmaz b'zeh kol shem mab. So we see how we see in the Kaddish, this name mab is running through it. V'lechem osem ha'omrim v'yishtabach yispar v'yispar etc. B'yudin toim heim. Now let's see v'yispar. He said, okay, without the vavs. So in other words, if you say it without the vavs, that's obviously a mistake. So then you have the number 70. So he says, so it may be a good thing, maybe that's what he's saying, but that doesn't move anything up. We said that before, how they go together. We're still reading the same topic, so I'm just going on. So I just want to see the breadth of the topic, and we can go back. But then it's able to turn itself around. The lachs over the hiyoso, and so go back like be who yitzira. They become a yitzira. Then it itself goes through a transformation. Then, according to corresponding to that, ana omrim hodu. So that's why we're going to say now, going to this transformation, we're going to say hodu now, because we're going to be going into that new level, which I think is the level of song. I think we saw that. We're going to see that, or we saw it somewhere. He said we already know like this. Ki that there are 4 havayos. So if we say them like this, first one is Av, then it comes to Sag, then it comes to Ma, and then it comes to Ben. Yeah, okay. These, Asam. So the first 3 of them, he says, Yesh b'kol echad Isara Osius. Each one of them is going to wind up having 10 letters. So yeah, there are 10 letters because that's the asim themselves. In each one of them, miluya. So then, if you went to the milui, which is 10, then the milui will be 28 osius. So the first 3 are going to have those 28s in them. The ben. She'ain b'miluya rak tesha osius, when only has 9 letters in its milui. Im came gam b'miluya miluyim gam came. So therefore, when you look at the milui and the milui, there's going to be a difference. Lo yeshbo as from b'shmona osius, you can find it there. V'chein ein bo shum aliyah al yado. So therefore, what? Through the name itself, you're not going to get an aliyah out of it. So he's saying to like this 28, which is really a part of the 42, it's attached to a 42. It's somehow the 28 is attached to 42. Okay, so 42 is a higher level. if you could find it, that's the place where Elios coming from. Yeah, it's the name Koach. It's the word Koach. 28. But not through the 28 letters here. Shall Shem Mad Alafim. Using that name, Ma. So we were looking at this yesterday, trying to figure out, or just get a glimpse of the Rishash. He says here that you have these 6 shechelos of tachtonis, the siyah, you'll be able to do something with. You could pull them up into Yetzirah by this name Ma. The 28 that comes from the name Ma. And then the 28 words themselves. As a hechel elyon ashvi, we bring up the 7th one, the upper 7th one. Mamash was now could become Yetzirah and whatever Yetzirah it could be conceived to be. And how does this happen? Because now you're going to take this going to through. Excuse me. Then he says Sag, which is able to pull Yetzirah up. He says that reaches all the way down because it's panimi to the Mav of Yetzirah is going to be the Sag of Bria. So he said, but through that power, that 28, Asher Bria, because there's a 28 there, Nimsa ki Makom Makadish Hazeh he Kodem Hodu. Okay, that's all that I have here. This is all that he said about that. And if you want to have a few more minutes, we can look at the first one with a little more detail.
No, we can stop here.
Good. Okay, listen, have a wonderful Shabbos in regards to all your beloved. Kol tov.